Another day, another story with Xavier Production. Please subscribe and like our channel. Finance Manager, Senior Finance Manager Job Interview. Step-by-step complete detail with behavioral type question and best possible answers to make successful interview. As a Senior Manager of Finance, you would likely have a variety of strengths that would make you a valuable candidate for an interview. Here are some possible strengths you could highlight. Strong financial expertise. As a Senior Manager of Finance, you should have an in-depth understanding of financial concepts, including financial analysis, budgeting, forecasting, and financial reporting. You could highlight your technical expertise and experience in these areas. Strategic thinking. You would need to be able to think strategically about the company's financial goals and objectives. You could talk about your ability to develop and implement financial strategies that align with the company's overall strategy and vision. Leadership skills. As a Senior Manager of Finance, you would be leading a team of financial professionals. You could talk about your leadership skills, including your ability to motivate and inspire your team, provide direction and support, and manage performance. Communication skills. You would need to communicate financial information and insights to various stakeholders, including executives, investors, and board members. You could highlight your ability to communicate complex financial information in a clear and concise manner, as well as your experience presenting financial data and insights to different audiences. Analytical skills. You would need to be able to analyze financial data and make strategic recommendations based on your analysis. You could talk about your analytical skills, including your ability to identify trends, interpret financial statements, and make data-driven decisions. Adaptability. The financial landscape is constantly evolving, and you would need to be able to adapt to changes in the industry, the economy, and the company's financial situation. You could talk about your ability to adapt to change, learn new skills, and take on new challenges. Overall, you would want to emphasize your ability to lead, strategize, and communicate effectively as a Senior Manager of Finance. While it's important to highlight your strengths during an interview, it's also helpful to acknowledge areas where you may have weaknesses or areas for improvement. Here are some ways to talk about weaknesses as a Senior Manager of Finance. Time management. You could mention that you have a tendency to take on too much at once, which can sometimes lead to missed deadlines or a lack of focus on high-priority tasks. However, you could also discuss steps you've taken to improve your time management skills, such as delegating tasks or using project management tools. Technical skills. As a Senior Manager of Finance, you may have a strong background in finance but may be less proficient in other areas, such as technology or data analysis. You could discuss your efforts to improve your skills in these areas, such as taking courses or working with a mentor. Delegating tasks. You could mention that you sometimes struggle with delegating tasks to others on your team, which can lead to burnout or inefficiencies. However, you could also discuss strategies you've used to improve delegation, such as identifying team members' strengths and weaknesses and assigning tasks accordingly. Public speaking. You could mention that you feel nervous or uncomfortable speaking in public or presenting financial information to stakeholders. However, you could also talk about ways you've worked to improve your public speaking skills, such as practicing in front of a mirror or taking public speaking courses. Decision-making. You could acknowledge that you sometimes struggle with making difficult decisions, particularly in high-pressure situations. However, you could discuss strategies you've used to improve your decision-making, such as seeking input from colleagues or mentors, gathering data and conducting analysis, and using a structured decision-making framework. It's important to remember that weaknesses are simply areas where you can improve, and that acknowledging them shows self-awareness and a willingness to learn and grow. Be sure to highlight your efforts to address your weaknesses and your commitment to ongoing self-improvement. Tell us about your leadership style. Following are different styles of leadership style. As a Senior Manager of Finance, you would be responsible for leading and managing a team of financial professionals, so it's important to have a clear understanding of your leadership style. Here are some common leadership styles you could discuss. Transformational. A transformational leader inspires and motivates their team to achieve their goals and reach their full potential. You could discuss your ability to set a clear vision and communicate it effectively to your team, as well as your focus on developing and supporting your team members. Collaborative. A collaborative leader works closely with their team to make decisions and solve problems together. You could discuss your ability to foster a culture of open communication and collaboration, as well as your willingness to listen to and incorporate input from your team members. Autocratic. An autocratic leader makes decisions independently and gives direction to their team. You could discuss your ability to make quick and decisive decisions when necessary, while also considering the input of your team members. Servant. A servant leader prioritizes the needs of their team members and focuses on supporting and empowering them. You could discuss your ability to listen to and address the needs of your team members, as well as your focus on providing the resources and support they need to succeed. Laissez-faire. A laissez-faire leader delegates decision-making and responsibilities to their team members and provides minimal guidance. You could discuss your ability to trust your team members and empower them to make decisions, while also providing support and guidance when necessary. Regardless of your leadership style, it's important to be adaptable and willing to adjust your approach based on the needs of your team and the situation at hand. You could also discuss specific examples of how you've used your leadership style to achieve positive results for your team and the organization. Behavioral type questions. Here are some examples of behavioral type questions and possible answers for a senior manager of finance. Question: describe a time when you had to make a difficult financial decision. Answer: in my previous role as senior manager of finance, we faced a budget shortfall that required us to make some difficult decisions about where to cut costs. After reviewing the financial data and consulting with my team and other stakeholders, I recommended a reduction in non-essential expenses such as travel and training. While this decision was not popular with some team members, I communicated the reasoning behind it and worked with them to find alternative ways to achieve their goals without incurring additional costs. Ultimately, this decision helped us avoid a larger budget deficit and maintain financial stability for the organization. Question: give an example of a time when you had to communicate complex financial information to a non-financial audience. Answer: in my previous role, I was asked to present the financial results of a project to a group of non-financial stakeholders. To make the information more accessible, I used visual aids such as graphs and charts to illustrate the data and explained financial concepts in simple, straightforward language. I also took the time to answer questions and address any concerns they had, which helped them understand the financial implications of the project and the impact on the organization. Question: tell me about a time when you had to manage a team through a challenging financial situation. Answer: in my previous role as senior manager of finance, we faced a financial crisis due to unexpected market conditions that threatened the organization's financial stability. I worked closely with my team to analyze the situation and identify potential solutions, such as reducing expenses and increasing revenue streams. I also communicated regularly with stakeholders to keep them informed of our progress and sought input from external experts to ensure we were taking the right steps. Through our collective efforts, we were able to weather the financial storm and emerge stronger and more resilient as an organization. Question: describe a situation where you had to lead a team through a major financial project. Answer: in my previous role as senior manager of finance, I led a team through a major financial system implementation. To ensure the project's success, I established clear goals and timelines, assigned roles and responsibilities, and provided regular feedback and support to my team members. I also worked closely with IT and other departments to ensure a smooth integration of the new system. Through our collaborative efforts, we were able to complete the project on time and under budget, which resulted in improved financial reporting and streamlined processes for the organization. Thanks for watching. Xavier Production. Please subscribe and like our channel.